On this episode, we go snow-artsy.
Snortsy? What the heck is that?
It's snow art. I see I did a play on words, just like our artist did when he made the Snowna Lisa.
Okay, I get it. Then we'll interview one of my favorite artists, Seth MacFarlane.
What are you, batty?
No, Seth will come on and it'll be a great interview.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just use Bats in the Belfry as our phrase origin story.
All characters, events, and interviews in this show, even those based on real people, are entirely fictional. All celebrity voices and answers are impersonated by untrained individuals. This is just for fun and is how we would like the conversation to go.
Welcome to What Happened in the World Today. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott, and this is a tale of how bad life decisions led to a YouTube show.
You've got some bad life decisions going on up there. You guys are getting hammered by snow.
It's really weird. We had like the most mild December. We had snow in November. We had virtually nothing in December. And actually the temperatures in December were relatively warm for December. January got nasty ass cold and almost no snow till the very end of January. And now all of February, we're getting snow like every other day. We were only supposed to get an inch of snow and we already have 7 inches outside and it's not done.
And that's because the groundhog didn't see his shadow, and it's supposed to be 6 weeks of mild weather.
That's right. Buxatani Phil, you're in trouble.
I'm going back to eating meat. I'm eating groundhog.
Hey, I got a recipe for that.
Oh, good. Well, we'll have to interview you in a future show.
Hey, well, that sounds like a good idea.
So there is a lot of art being made with snow.
Yes.
Art.
A lot of it has yellow in it.
Yeah. Well, okay, yeah. And then my sister's kind of bummed because there's a family that does snow sculptures on her block, but since they haven't had a lot of snow, they haven't been doing that. However, I heard a guy in Canada made some snart.
Yeah, Toronto. Now here's a guy that has some serious skill. He recreated Leonardo da Vinci's famous Mona Lisa on his backyard ice skating rink.
Mona Lisa?
Awesome.
Snowna Lisa.
Yes. It's
the Snowna Lisa. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share a picture of it so you guys can see that with the credit to Robert Greenfield's Facebook page on it.
Yes.
So you won't have to add that. You're welcome. So let me share that. There it is.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
So he did that with a shovel and a hockey stick. So, okay, yeah, the shovel will clear out the big section. It's kind of like when you do the art, when you cut out the paper, right? You're cutting the paper, cutting the paper, and you open it up and you see this. Like, I'm always amazed when people do that. Well, that's kind of what he did, right?
Sort of. He cut out
it's the same basic idea. I stopped sharing it there.
Yes, I see that.
It's kind of the basic idea, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same basic thing. He made that the positive and the negatives look like the person. It's not that technically difficult, but the fact that he made it look like it is what impresses me.
Yes.
That's the part I can't do. I can't take scissors and you've seen the interview masks I've been doing.
Yeah. Yes, we have.
So you can see that I'm not very, very good with scissors or that. But so he calls it the Snowna Lisa.
Snowna Lisa.
Snowna Lisa.
Mona Lisa, it's the Snowna Lisa.
So that's why I called it Snart.
Snart.
Because he took the SNO. Should it be Snort? Okay, can you put OA together? Snort.
Yeah. Snort. Now, here's something else you guys can do. Once you go to his Facebook page to see that picture, he also has a video that he brought down to roughly 40 seconds, and you can see him do it in, like, fast motion. Really cool.
Yeah, I do like when people do that, though. I've been back seeing shows and got to see the Naked Magicians, and they're out of Australia. But there's
nothing up their sleeve.
Dang it! I don't have my ticket. Yeah, but they pull a rabbit out of their butt. Actually, they do pull a phone out of a butt.
I don't want to know about that.
Yeah, but it was pretty funny too because the tickets I had actually set an obstructed view, which there are some poles in the Brad Garrett Theater where it's actually an obstructed view, and yeah, it was obstructed because I couldn't see their thing because they obstructed it. So it was an obstructed view show. So they weren't. Might have been naked, but they're only naked underneath their hands and hats and stuff.
Yes.
To do that, but yeah, it's a clever idea. A couple guys from Australia doing a good thing, and then I got to see Banachek perform. Now, Banachek is amazing. Banachek, for those of you who don't know, is part of the history and culture of magic. Banachek actually worked with the Amazing Randy. Remember the Amazing Randy had the $1 million challenge that if you could, under scientific conditions, prove that you were a psychic, he would give you $1 million.
Right.
Yeah. And he actually worked with the Amazing Randy. He was one of the people that set up all those things and that. And he actually created the bullet catch that Penn and Teller used for many years to close their shows.
Right.
So he invented that. And you know the take your hand and slam it down on the nails or the knives or whatever?
Yes.
He actually invented that. So if you guys want to search YouTube and see the Russian roulette fails or stab fails where magicians have recreated and actually put their hands through knives, Banachek actually created that illusion. And actually, yeah, it's a great illusion. And he performed it live here in Vegas.
Yes, folks. That's why they're called illusions. You notice their hands are still attached to their bodies when they're done with it.
Well, the fails are guys. The fails are guys actually putting the knives through their hands or the nails through their hands. Or in one case in England, the guy grabbed the lady's hand and put her hand through a knife.
Yeah, so, that's a good way to get a lawsuit, right?
Don't try that at home. But to see the original person, the person who invented it, the guy who was so good and so smooth do it, it's just truly amazing. So a great performer. Glad to finally see him here in Vegas because he doesn't perform in Vegas very often. He performs throughout the world, but not
right.
So it was very cool to see him do that. So I'm doing that, and then we'll have to talk about it later. But I'm going to another friend show, which is going to be on TV. So I have to find out when I can announce it and all that stuff. I don't know if I'll be on TV. I'll be in the audience, but so that'll be fun.
Cool. And it's not me, by the way, folks.
Yep. And then Jeff McBride does a show here in Vegas the third Thursday every month called Wonderground. Jeff McBride is a famous magician with the masks, where he takes the masks off and he's just got mask after mask after mask after mask after mask after mask. The guy's truly amazing. Does a show. So that'll be actually tonight because tonight's Thursday. That's tonight, third Thursday. So, yeah, that'll be a fun show to go see.
Cool.
But you want to move on to a genuine positivity message.
No, we probably should because I got to go on snow plowing again.
Yeah, again and again and again.
It's so weird. But anyway, Neil Gaiman. Remember him?
Didn't we talk about him before?
Yes, he's back. I found another one that I like.
Because he did the comic book The Sandman, which they're going to make a superhero or a movie series out of, right?
Yes. So, but I remembered him and I liked his stuff, so I decided to check into him again. And he's got one that works good for today's show.
All right. So, me or you?
You can do it. Our genuine positivity message is:
the world always seems brighter when you just made something that wasn't there before.
How cool is that? And it just goes right along with your magic show that I didn't even know you were going to bring up.
Yeah. And you guys are amazing. I mean, okay, so I know how most magic works.
Yes.
However, mentalists still amaze me. And I don't know how they do some of that stuff because they're not doing it with electronics or little things in their ears or anything like that. You know, they're doing it without that. I'm like, it's just amazing. They are so good. So I love that. Just get chills doing it again. But there is someone out there that you love that we are going to interview.
I heard, and I even came up with a good list, a short list of questions for him so we can make this kind of like a quality interview.
Well, I also have a 6 degrees of separation with this person.
Ooh.
And we talked about that before. We talked about it when the series started.
Yes.
So the musical director for Seth MacFarlane and the Orville and Family Guy is the jazz music director for UNLV, who I happen to know.
Which is pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Very cool, yeah. And like I said, on the season premiere, he was the alien playing the piano, which was very cool.
Yes.
Which is something you would want to do, be on a show and be an alien or anything.
That's a cool idea. I think in a future show, I'll talk about shows that I'd like to be on.
Okay. All right. Well, let me get Seth.
Okay.
And, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this one.
Okay. So, as for those of you who have been watching and listening, you know that we are doing some really cool interviews with some really interesting people. This one here, I decided to make a little bit more sophisticated with some actual honest to goodness questions.
Hey, how you like this one? I was told that it looks funny if I do the clutch cargo style. Hello.
It is. It's clutch cargo style. I love it.
So for those of you who don't know who clutch cargo is, you'll have to look that up. But
yes, you
Spinner and Paddlefoot with his friends, Spinner and Paddlefoot.
Hello, Seth. Welcome to our show.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to meet Steve and come out here and visit him because, like he said, he knows somebody that I know. So,
yes.
In this business, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It really is. And maybe now that you've met Steve, you'll want to meet me.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can do some work with you guys. Maybe we can do some cartoon images of you guys. That's,
Ooh, I'd make a great cartoon image.
Yes, you would. You kind of look like some of my cartoon images, actually.
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah, especially from the Cleveland show.
Yeah, definitely.
But anywho,
so what do you want to know about me?
A couple questions here. Yeah. Is it true that you started drawing at the age of 2?
Well, a lot of people say drawing. Yes, I mean it was more like scribbling, but I've always done that. At the age of 2, I was actually drawing Fred Flintstone and Woody Woodpecker. And
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and then from there at age 5, I was making little flip books. The little flip books where you draw the little pictures and you flip through it, and then the picture moves.
I did that a couple times when I thought I had artistic ability.
and then at 9, I was actually publishing my own comic books. They were a weekly comic strip, not comic books, but comic strips.
Right.
One was titled Walter Crouton.
Good for sales.
It was for the Kent Good Times Dispatch. So, because I grew up in Kent, and the Good Times Dispatch actually published my at 9-year-old comic strip called Walter Crouton.
I heard you got paid for it too, which is not bad.
Yeah, at 9 years old. So I was a published artist at 9. Excellent.
Well, before a Family Guy, you worked for Hanna-Barbera, and you were involved in a lot of shows.
Well, yeah. I mean, the advantage that I had was, being an artist and being connected in. I got to draw with a lot of stuff with Hanna-Barbera. Dexter's Laboratory was one of mine. I know Steve liked Dexter's Laboratory. Cow and Chicken, I Am a Weasel, and then especially Johnny Bravo. It was working with Johnny Bravo and the crew where I met the actors and the voiceover artists, and that's where I actually met Adam West and Jack Sheldon. And you might know Jack Sheldon.
Oh, yeah, Schoolhouse Rock.
Schoolhouse Rock fame. That's right. Yeah. So that's where I got to meet those guys. Meeting those people later on became very significant. Me doing production work and stuff like that because I had these powerhouses of people that I could bring in with doing my Family Guy series. And Adam West did a ton of stuff, and Jack Sheldon did a ton of stuff.
Oh yes,
with Family Guy.
All right. Well, King of the Hill, which helped launch you into the opportunity to do Family Guy, which so far is your biggest hit and longest running show. That was followed by American Dad, which is also big, and the Cleveland Show, which were all animated.
Yes.
But you had the Orville.
Well, the Orville, it started out being kind of just like an homage type deal. Just something we wanted to do quickly. It's only supposed to be one season. It was just going to be fun, one and done. But we got panned for it, and it's one of the things with the critics and stuff like that. critics kind of pigeonhole you in Hollywood.
Yes.
And if you're only doing comedy and you're only doing animation comedy and you try and branch out and do something else, they kind of pan you for it, which is kind of funny because, on Rotten Tomatoes, their critic review gave the Orville a positive rating of only 25.
Yeah,
25% positive.
And then it dropped. It's like, how the hell can it drop?
Oh, yeah. Number dropped. But the audience were giving the Orville a 91% fresh rating.
That's awesome.
So that's a pretty big contract between what the critics are saying and what the fans are saying.
Exactly.
So the good thing is that we got a lot of support from the fans, and ultimately it's the fans that pay the bills, not the critics. Right. And the studios and all that do look at that, but the fact that we're actually making money and had fans and people following and viewers, that's what really made a difference and allowed me to go to season 2 of the Orville.
Well, the show is slightly irreverent, a little naughty, kind of corny, but really, really fun to watch. It's not as edgy as your other shows. What made you choose to go this route?
Well, if it was a half-hour show, be a no-brainer. It's a sitcom, right?
Right.
It's just kind of funny. You get in, you get out. You got 22 minutes really in a half-hour show to tell your story. Right. But doing the hour, there's like an obligation to tell a real story. So we now need to do episodal stories that we have a beginning, a middle, and an end to each episode. Now there's
which I like a lot.
There's underlying stories that run through the whole season.
Correct.
Because your characters build and stuff like that. But it's fun to do that, to have that each week you're satisfied with what happened, right? One of the shows that I think really nailed it was MASH. Okay.
Yes.
They always cut those shows together, made it feel fun. But when you're dealing with comedy or drama, it's got to be a fun show. And that's, ultimately as a Seth MacFarlane production and stuff like that, we are looking for something that is going to be fun, and that's something that's not very prevalent in TV today.
No, it is not.
So we want people to have fun. A lot of what's out there is very dark, depressing, and we want to have a fun show. Those are the shows that last long. Those are the ones that have the longer careers. I mean, you have all your dramas and all that stuff where people are getting hurt and killed and dun dun dun. And yes. We want to be serious, but yet capture that sense of fun. And that's what we feel in the landscape of TV today was missing, and that's why we feel we're being successful, because we're filling that need.
Well, I, for one, and I'm pretty sure Steve agrees, think the Orville is a show worth watching.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you guys enjoy the show. I'm glad you watch it. Season 2, we tried a little bit different. Season 1 was, season 1 was season 1. We had it planned out. We knew what we wanted to do. Season 2, we're trying to flesh out the characters a little bit more. I brought a few more friends on the show.
Yes.
You can see what we're developing those characters in, because now it'll be a little more long running. It'll be a little more fun to branch
At first,
out.
I was a little concerned. It started out a little rough, but then it got really good and really interesting quickly.
Well, I heard that you liked the episode where the doctor fell in love with the robot.
That was the first one that really brought me back to saying, "Oh, great! It's back to being really good."
Being fun, yeah. No, we had some fun. I had some fun with the murder mystery one. That was fun. So
yes,
hope you're enjoying it.
So, and of course, I want to thank you for giving us such a fun show to watch and some really interesting storylines. And I noticed that even though a lot of times you are trying to bring some social injustices up the view, you're not harping on them, which makes it a lot better.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. But again, I want to say thank you guys for supporting the Orville. It's a great show. And remember to watch my other shows. Family Guy is still funny and still a lot of fun to do. Cleveland Show. I know that Steve's daughter watches that show, so which is crazy. So you got Steve watching, the Orville and Family Guy. Got to get who's going to watch American Dad for me? I need somebody watching that show.
Good question. I'll see if I can get my brother-in-law to watch it.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to head out. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys' time. Great show. Enjoy listening to you and watching you guys. So I get on. I get you guys through iTunes. So listen there. I get onto YouTube once in a while, but I'll have to watch for this interview.
Excellent.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Let's see if we can hear Steve talking.
Hey, that was a great interview, man. That was awesome. But yeah, thank David again. Like I said, I really appreciate the fact that he contacted you, had you come here and stuff like that. Very, very cool. It's very cool that you let him be on the show and stuff like that. So a lot of fun. But hey, thanks again, and we will talk to you soon. Bye. Hey, how are you?
Hey, welcome back, Steve.
Oh, yeah, that was me. I didn't go anywhere. So cool.
All right, that was a fun interview.
Was it? Did you enjoy it?
I did. Now we need to bring up the show to an end, though, because we're kind of going overtime, as usual.
Frey's origin story.
Isn't that what's next?
That's what's next. Frey's origin story. That's what's next and last. The Frey's origin story is bats in the belfry.
Woohoo!
You have bats in your belfry.
You know what's really cool? This phrase sounds like it came from Old England, doesn't it?
Well, because of the belfry.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's definitely from the USA, and it's not really all that old. The early citations are from American authors and date from the start of the 20th century. The earliest one found in an Ohio newspaper, the Newark Daily Advocate, of October 1900.
Really?
Yep.
So what does it mean?
Oh, hey, I just realized they didn't put that in. Actually, it was in there and I accidentally overwrote it.
Did you overwrite it?
Yes, I did.
You want me to tell you what it means? It means you're crazy.
It kind of does. It means
but you are crazy.
Flighty in the head. It's
right, because the bats, of course, are erratically flying.
Correct.
You see when bats fly, they fly erratically, right? All over the place.
It seems like they're flying erratically, but they actually know what they're doing.
No, they're erratic. They're waiting for the sound to bounce off of something and then avoid it.
That's correct.
So.
All right. Cool. That was a fun show.
So, term batty with various people called batty, Beatty, Betty. So, yeah. Hey, you're batty. But that is it. Cool. Well, with that, I want to say thank you for watching.
And if you feel our show is not a bad life decision,
please subscribe, like, watch our other social channels. Go to whathappened.world right down there. Go to whathappened.world. You can connect to all our social media. Search out Fun Guy the Entertainer Cooks for you. Check out all the fun stuff that we do. Subscribe to our YouTube show. Subscribe to our podcasts. Subscribe to our Facebook. Subscribe to our share. Do all that stuff. But with that, I want you to live every day, and we'll see you at the next show.
Be genuinely positive, live and love life, and have a good one.